How's it going, you guys? Today we are going to work on shoulder internal rotation. So join me for this next 15 minutes to get better shoulder mobility. So to get started, we're going to start with some shoulder cars in a kneeling position. So you're going to start on your hands and knees just like so. You're going to try to sit into the heels as much as possible. And then from there, we're going to go onto the forearms. And from here, we are reaching forward with our right arm as far as possible up toward the ceiling, and we're going to kind of do this swimming motion as we're rotating the hand all the way around and behind, and then we're going to bend the elbow to reach the opposite shoulder blade, and then we're going to come back to that start position. So we're going to go nice and slow and aiming for about 5 repetitions on both sides. As we're going through, it's super important not to go through any kind of pain. If you find pain as you go through these shoulder cars, kind of go around it. So for example, if I feel pain here, rather than staying and pushing through this, I can just go down and then make a smaller circle with that shoulder. So as we're going through, also remember to breathe nice and slow, and every single repetition, try to aim for a little bit more range, aim for more height, try to bend and reach as we go through. Perfect. From there, we're going to go to the other side, and I'm going to give a different view of my shoulder as we go through. Another thing to remember is as we're going through this, you want to go as slow as possible. The biggest mistake I see when people do any kind of cars motion is they speed through it way too much, and that doesn't give enough time for your brain and body to make the connection of your environment that's surrounding your body. The slower you go, the more information your brain can gather and can better develop how your shoulder moves through everyday life and also in the gym. So we're going to aim for one more of these as we go through before we get into the fun stuff. Perfect. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna get a yoga block, and that's gonna be for your head. So you wanna place it at the top of your mat, your floor, whatever you got, and we're gonna go and lay on our left side. We're gonna take our arm into internal rotation, but before we even do that, I want you to focus on getting this left shoulder in line with the right one. Too many people, when they do this, they're kind of just lazy like this, so you almost wanna think of sucking that shoulder back. Head is going to be supported on that block. We're going to take our arm at 90, and from here we're going to drop our shoulder down into internal rotation. You want to start feeling kind of a stretch in this general area of our shoulder, and I'm going to set a little timer to make sure we can hold this for our 2 minutes. So deep breaths as we hold this. At the top of the 2 minutes, when I tell you guys to go, what we're going to do here is a PAILs contraction and a rails contraction. Your PAILs contraction is going to be you pushing up against your hand, and then your rails contractions will be coming off the hand. As we do this, when we do our PAILs contraction, we're going to start at about 10% because you don't want to really go as hard as possible into the arm, and because the shoulder is more of a delicate joint compared to our hips, you kind of want to ease into it. From there, we're going to aim for 30% effort, 50, and then we're going to go max effort that's pain-free, that you can fully control. After we let go of that contraction, you'll notice that you'll be able to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, and then when I tell you to go again, you're going to try to come off that hand into our rails contraction, and that's where you can really go for it. So a few more deep breaths before we do that first PAILs contraction, starting at about 10%. Alright, so when I tell you to go, you're pushing up against your right hand isometrically. So we're going to start that in 3, 2, and 1. Start pushing up. Again, nice and slow. We're doing 10% effort. Now go to 30%, so a little bit harder. Let's go to 50. And now max effort and your safest amount of pressure that you can put in, and go. Start pushing. Push. If it's pain-free, really go for it. You should be grunting. This should be really difficult. In 3, 2, 1, ease off. Try to get deeper into that stretch if you can, even if it's like a centimeter down. And now when I tell you to go, you're going to go in the opposite direction, so you're driving your fist down to the ground without the help of your top hand. And go. Drive. Push. Try to get more. Push as hard as possible. Drive. Keep driving. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. So now we're going to slowly come out of that. And from there, we are going to be laying down on our stomachs. But how we're going to do that? I'm going to flip around so you guys can see. You're going to have your right arm in front, forehead down. Left arm that we just worked is going to go behind onto the lower back. What we're going to do here is some active range lift-off. So when I tell you to lift, you're going to try to lift that wrist and elbow as high as possible. So we're working internal rotation with some shoulder extension as we go through. So follow along, 3, 2, 1, and lift as high as possible. Get more, keep going, get more, get more, get more. And back down. You can either go hand wide like I had it, or you can go into the fist, whatever works for you. And again, lift, lift, lift. Keep driving, keep driving. And back down. And lift again. Drive, drive, drive. Get some more height. And back down. Let's go one more time and lift. Drive. Squeeze everything you got. Try to get more height. And relax. Perfect. From there, we're gonna grab that yoga block that we were using before for our heads. And we're gonna kind of wedge it in between where our arm was and our back. So you can place it lengthwise this way or this way, whatever feels more comfortable. Place your hand behind it, and we're gonna try to lift from here, which is gonna be quite challenging, but that's the whole point of it, where we're trying to work our end ranges. So 3, 2, 1, and try to lift. Lift. And relax. And again, lift. Keep lifting. Keep lifting. And relax. And again, lift. 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 Back down one more time and go. Lift. 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 And relax. Let's get rid of that block. We're going to do one more thing for the shoulder. We're going to lift like we did before, and then I'll tell you to extend your elbow. When you extend, try to still get more height. Then I'll tell you to bend and then come back down. So take a couple seconds here, get set. 3, 2, 1, lift. Now extend, bend, extend, bend. Keep that height. Extend, bend, extend, bend, and relax. Alright, slowly gonna come out of that, and we are now gonna do the other side. So, I'm gonna place the block at the top, like we did before. From there, we're laying down, head on top, sucking that right shoulder this time. Top hand is pushing down into internal rotation until we feel a stretch. I'm gonna set my little timer. Go. And we are just breathing through it. So as we're holding this, the one thing I will say about shoulder mobility, when it comes to getting more, internal rotation should be a #1 priority. The reason being is that internal rotation allows you to get more capsular space within that joint, which then allows you to go into shoulder flexion, extension, abduction, and all that fun stuff that we want to do in the gym, like the shoulder press, pull-ups, you name it. A lot of times when I do an assessment of somebody's shoulder, internal rotation either lax passive mobility, which is if I manually took your arm and took you into internal rotation, there's some sort of limitation, or you have a lot of passive, but actively when I ask you to do this, you kind of get stuck here. So the biggest thing that someone can do to improve shoulder mobility is what we're doing right now. Deep breaths. Got about a minute left on this side. Make sure you're taking really, really deep breaths through that diaphragm to relax the body, kind of stimulate that this position is safe to do, and then your nervous system will allow you to kind of get deeper into the stretch and give you more range. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Time. All right. When I tell you to go, right arm is pushing up against the hand, and when I tell you to go again, you're going to come back down. But we're going to start at 10%. So in 3, 2, 1, start pushing up against that left hand at 10%. Let's go to 30, 50. If this feels good, we're going to try max effort. That's pain-free. And go. Push. Push. Drive. In 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Get deeper. And when I tell you to go, you're going to try to drive this right arm down to the ground off your left hand. In 3, 2, 1. So driving down. Push. Keep pushing. Keep driving. Keep going. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, from there, we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. So we are laying down on our stomachs. Left arm this time's up top, forehead on top, right hand behind. And when I tell you to go, we're lifting wrist and elbow up towards the ceiling as high as possible. In 3, 2, 1, and lift. Get height, get height, get height. And back down. And lift. Drive, 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 drive. Keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. And back down. And lift. Drive, 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 drive. And back down. And lift again. Drive, drive, drive. And relax. Alright. Taking our block, placing it on our lower back, hand on top, and we're going to try to lift from here. In 3, 2, 1, start lifting. Lift, 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 lift. Relax. And again. Lift, 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 lift. Relax. And last time. Lift, 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 lift. Relax. Alright, we're going to get rid of this block, and we're going to do that one where we're extending our elbow every time we lift. So let's get set. 3, 2, 1, and lift. And extend. And bend. And extend. And bend. Keep breathing. And extend. Almost there. And bend. And extend. And bend. And relax. Alright. Nice and slow, we're going to get up and do one more thing. Nice and easy, just to get a little bit more rotation through the shoulders. So when I go into a seated position, arms out to the side, and we're going to go between internal and external rotation, keeping elbow in line with this shoulder. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go into internal rotation. I'm trying to drive as much as possible without looking like this. Nice and tall. Squeeze, 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 get more. And now switch to external. Drive. Just adding rotation through our shoulder joints. And back to internal. Drive, 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 more, more, more. And external. Drive, drive, drive. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And internal. Almost there. And external. More, more, more. and relax. All right, so that's gonna wrap up our 15-minute shoulder mobility for internal rotation in this Kinstretch workout. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm gonna be doing these every week. And also, if you don't know, I have an ebook called the Ironclad Body Training System Volume 2 that has full-length Kinstretch workouts between 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to put the link in the show notes / comment area that you can click and download. Thank you so much, you guys. Until next time.